Breaking today, April 22nd, 2026. The shield has fallen, the buffer is gone, and the countdown to the total clinical dismantling of the Sussex brand has begun. In our last report, we asked the ultimate question. Why did King Charles pause his terminal cancer treatment just to hold onto the throne for a few more weeks? Today, we have the chilling answer. It was never about a father's vanity. It was about creating a final constitutional firewall. King Charles knew that as long as he breathed, he was the only thing standing between Prince Harry and the absolute, cold-blooded efficiency of King William V. At exactly 0200 hours this morning, a coded message left Clarence House. The words that signify the end of an era were transmitted to the Prime Minister and the heads of the Commonwealth. The King is dead. Long live the King. But as the world prepares for a period of national mourning, something far more surgical is happening behind the closed doors of Buckingham Palace. While the public sees a grieving son, the investigative files we are tracking reveal a monarch who has already activated a ruthless sequence of protocols. The transition from King Charles to King William V is not happening with the warmth of family ties. It is happening with the precision of a clinical procedure. Within the first hour of his reign, King William V did not pick up the phone to call his brother in California. He did not seek a moment of reconciliation. Instead, he summoned the Lord Chancellor to the throne room. If you want to understand the machinery of power, and why this transition is a nightmare for Montecito, you need to stay tuned for every second of this broadcast. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell. We are providing the only deep dive analysis into the secret protocols that the mainstream media is too afraid to touch. If you believe the monarchy must be protected at all costs, give this video a like and tell us in the comments. Is King William V right to be this cold? By 2:30 a.m., while the news was still filtering through global newsrooms, a team of palace security officials arrived at the Sussex Correspondence Office in London. They weren't there to deliver condolences. They were there to serve a notice of immediate seal. Every computer, every filing cabinet, and every piece of official stationery bearing the Sussex insignia was placed under administrative lockdown. A source inside the palace describes a chilling moment between King William V and his private secretary just before the seal was authorized. The king reportedly looked at the paperwork for the Sussex household and said, "The ambiguity ends tonight. There is no half in, half out in this reign. We are a streamlined firm, and we start at the foundations." When a staffer asked if Prince Harry should be notified of the office closure, the king's response was reportedly a singular, icy sentence. He chose his residence. He can read the court circular like everyone else. This is the end of the buffer era. For years, King Charles acted as the emotional cushion, the father who still wrote the checks and kept the door slightly ajar. King William V has now slammed that door and bolted it from the inside. According to the Accession Council protocols, the first 24 hours grant the new sovereign absolute power to redefine who is considered an operational member of the royal family. King William V is not wasting a single second. The constitutional authority he now wields is being used as a weapon of precision. By 3:15 a.m., he had already initiated a formal review of the royal prerogatives. But the detail that has the Sussex camp in a state of absolute panic is not about money or security. It is about a specific meeting that took place within the first hours of power with the Lord Chancellor. Why would the new king, in his first hours of power, ignore his brother's calls but spend over an hour discussing the letters patent of 1917? The answer is devastating. Those ancient decrees govern the styles and titles of the monarch's grandchildren. By reviewing these specific laws, King William V is preparing to strike at the very heart of the Sussex identity in California. He is moving to ensure that the titles of prince and princess are not just decorative, but tied to a duty that Prince Harry has already renounced. The clock is ticking. The fortress is being rebuilt. And for the first time in his life, Prince Harry is finding out exactly what it means to be on the outside of a kingdom that no longer recognizes his name. Reunion. The hidden clause he just activated is the first step in a total royal purge. We are breaking down the timeline of the first 24 hours as the clinical rise of King William V continues. Stay with us. The first 24 hours of King William V's reign will be remembered by history as a masterclass in surgical institutional purging. In the halls of Buckingham Palace, they are calling it the Great Realignment. While the public mourns, the new king is moving through a pre-planned sequence of protocols that leaves zero room for sentimentality. This is the timeline of the most efficient clinical exile in modern history. Hour 1. Clarence House. The moment the transition occurred, the strategic value of King Charles III's final decision became clear. By refusing to abdicate during his illness, King Charles III ensured that the vertical axis of power remained unbroken. King William V did not ascend as a weary regent. He ascended as an absolute sovereign with a fortified mandate. Internal sources describe King William V's demeanor in that first hour as total focus. There were no frantic calls to California. Instead, the king was heard telling his advisors, "The structure is our only priority now. Every decree must be absolute." Hour 3. St. James's Palace. The Accession Council gathered to formally proclaim the new king. Traditionally, the monarch's brother would be a central figure in this ceremony. But as the names were read, a chilling adjustment was revealed. Prince Harry's name had been removed from the list of council members and relocated to a separate category: private guests. He was no longer a participant in the machinery of state. He was a spectator. A senior courtier reportedly whispered to a colleague, "He isn't here to sign the papers. He's here to watch them being signed by others." Hour 8. The digital strike. At exactly 10 o'clock hours, the official royal website underwent a silent but devastating transformation. This was not a glitch. The profiles of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were moved with clinical precision. They were stripped from the working royal section and relegated to the extended family category. In the digital hierarchy of the crown, they now sit below minor royals who have not been seen in public for years. In the age of global branding, this was the equivalent of being erased from the future. Hour 12. The financial freeze. As the clock struck 2 p.m., the legal transfer of the Duchy of Cornwall was finalized. For years, King Charles III had maintained an informal financial bridge, using private funds to subsidize Prince Harry's security and legal battles. That bridge was demolished within seconds. King William V, now in control of the vast revenues of the duchy, issued an immediate directive to the Treasury. Every non-essential informal subsidy tied to the Sussex household is to be terminated. The Bank of Dad didn't just close. Its assets were frozen. Hour 18. The Frogmore Protocol. As the sun began to set over Windsor, the Crown Estate's legal team issued a formal notification. A grace and favour residency review had been initiated. Because Prince Harry no longer maintains a working relationship with the palace or a permanent domicile in the United Kingdom, his right to occupy Frogmore Cottage was officially classified as untenable. In just 18 hours, Prince Harry went from having a foothold in his homeland to being legally homeless in the eyes of the British state. Hour 24. The Dress Code Directive. The final blow of the first day arrived with orders for the state funeral proceedings. The Lord Chamberlain's office issued a strict directive. Non-working royals are forbidden from wearing military regalia. Despite 2 tours in Afghanistan, Prince Harry has been ordered to attend all funeral events in civilian mourning dress. As the first day of King William V's reign comes to a close, the Sussexes are discovering that the shield King Charles III provided was the only thing keeping the cold out. King William V has spent 24 hours dismantling every privilege Prince Harry once took for granted. But as the king prepares for his first meeting with the Lord Chancellor, a much darker legal maneuver is already underway. Why is King William V so focused on a royal decree from 1917? The answer lies in the one thing Prince Harry believed was untouchable: his children's future. The purge is only getting started. The transition of power has now reached its most sensitive and devastating stage, the targeting of the next generation. While the world watches funeral preparations, King William V has launched a 3-tiered legal offensive designed to strip away the royal future of Archie and Lilibet before they even reach adulthood. This is not a personal dispute. This is the deployment of a constitutional guillotine. Tier 1. The Letters Patent of 1917. Originally issued by King George V, this document defines who is entitled to be called a prince or princess. Under King Charles III, an unwritten truce allowed the Sussex children to retain these titles. But within his first 24 hours, King William V has reportedly consulted the Lord Chancellor to amend these decrees. Sources say the king stated, "Royalty is a privilege of duty, not a birthright of distance." By narrowing the definition, King William V is effectively erasing royal titles from the California branch of the family. Tier 2, the College of Arms Order. At 4 o'clock hours, a direct order was sent to the College of Arms. All work on royal coronets and coats of arms for the Sussex children has been suspended indefinitely. Without an official crest, a royal identity does not exist in the state record. While Prince Harry and Meghan Markle may continue using titles in public, the British state will not recognise them. Tier 3, the Court Circular Strategy. This is the most lethal move. By direct order, the titles His Royal Highness and Her Royal Highness have been removed from all future mentions of the Sussex household. By simply not using the titles, King William V is creating a new legal reality. When asked if Prince Harry could appeal, the reported response was final. The court circular is a record of reality. If the reality has changed, the record must follow. This traps Prince Harry in a legal corner. By the time he attempts any challenge, the state will have already accepted and archived the new status of his children. King William V hasn't just won the battle, he has ensured the fight never begins. But as Prince Harry sits in a hotel room, staring at a court circular that no longer recognizes his children's birthright, he is reportedly searching for one final card to play. What did he discover in the private correspondence of King Charles III that could ignite a crisis within the palace? The escalation is far from over. While London mourns King Charles III, a silent financial guillotine has fallen behind palace walls. This strategy, called the closed loop, is a clinical dismantling of the Sussexes' remaining economic lifelines. For years, questions surrounded how Prince Harry and Meghan Markle maintained a multimillion-dollar lifestyle in Montecito. Now we have the answer. They were living on the father's buffer. But as of 9 o'clock hours this morning, King William V has officially deactivated it. They are not on the payroll of the estate. Close the file. That statement marks the beginning of the second phase, the legacy audit. King William V is not simply stopping future payments, he is retroactively reclassifying King Charles III's past generosity. Every informal payment made over the last 4 years, money sent for legal fees, private security, and operational staff in the United States, is now being labeled as institutional waste in internal palace reviews. By framing these payments as a lapse in fiscal discipline during the previous reign, King William V creates the perfect PR shield. He isn't starving his brother. He is protecting the public perception of royal wealth. This audit ensures that no future advisor can suggest reopening financial support for Prince Harry without risking accusations of mismanagement. But it is the third step that delivers the true death blow: the security downgrade. For years, Prince Harry's primary legal battle has been with RAVEC, the Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and Public Figures. His argument was always rooted in one fact: he was the son of the sovereign. That status vanished the moment King Charles III died. He is now, in the cold hierarchy of state security, merely the brother of the sovereign. This is a catastrophic downgrade. Internal documents from the Home Office suggest that RAVEC has already triggered an automatic review. Without son of the king status, Prince Harry is now classified as a high-profile private citizen, no different from a visiting celebrity. The consequences of this closed loop are brutally simple. Reliable estimates place Sussex security and legal costs at £5 to £8 million annually. Without the quiet multi-million-pound subsidy previously provided by King Charles III, Prince Harry is now facing financial burnout. His deals with platforms like Netflix and Spotify are finite. They do not regenerate endlessly. King William V has effectively placed his brother on a countdown. As the king signs the final financial directives of the new reign, a rumor is circulating in the City of London. It concerns a specific offshore account King Charles III allegedly attempted to establish for his grandchildren. Sources indicate that King William VS legal team has placed a protective injunction on that fund, pending a full loyalty audit. Why is the king so concerned about what Prince Harry might do once the money runs out? The answer may lie in a secret recording from the final meeting between King Charles III and King William V at Sandringham. The shadow of the black box is growing darker. Stay with us. Because beyond titles and finances lies the most lethal weapon in King William VS arsenal: psychological dismantling. Inside palace circles, they call it gaslighting by protocol. a strategy that uses the machinery of the court to erase a person's status, without ever saying it directly. This is not a tabloid feud. This is a clinical execution of legacy. Strike 1. Military identity. At exactly 2 p.m. hours, the Lord Chamberlain's office finalized the funeral dress code. Only working royals holding honorary military ranks are permitted to wear ceremonial uniform. When the procession begins, King William V will lead in full regalia, gold braid, medals, and the insignia of Commander-in-Chief. Several paces behind him, Prince Harry will walk in a civilian mourning suit. To the world, the image will be unmistakable. One is the sovereign of the armed forces. The other is simply a veteran in a suit. Despite a decade of service and 2 tours in Afghanistan, Prince Harry's military identity is being institutionally erased. A formal request was reportedly made for him to wear his blues and royals uniform. The response from the King's office was final. The uniform is a badge of current service to the Crown, not a costume for those who have walked away. Protocol is our only master. Strike 2. Architectural erasure. The seating plan for Westminster Abbey has been finalized. It is, according to insiders, a masterclass in visual invisibility. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are placed in the second row, but directly behind a structural pillar and taller senior royals. On global broadcast, they will barely be visible. There will be no announcement. No public statement. The cameras simply won't find them. This is erasure through choreography. Strike 3. The silent strategy. Since the coded message at 2 o'clock hours, Prince Harry has reportedly attempted multiple private calls to his brother. Every single one has been intercepted. King William V is not answering. Instead, all communication is being routed through legal teams. Formal. Cold. Clinical. Prince Harry is no longer dealing with a brother. He is dealing with the sovereign's legal apparatus. This is not conflict. This is controlled silence. A strategy designed to reduce him from rival to liability. But behind the scenes, something unexpected is happening. A late-night security alert has been triggered at the Royal Archives. Someone attempted to breach the encrypted digital legacy of King Charles III. Was Prince Harry searching for protection? Or is there something inside that archive that King William V does not want revealed? As the first 24 hours of King William V's reign conclude, the constitutional landscape of the United Kingdom has shifted permanently. The buffer is gone. And 3 possible futures now emerge. Path 1. Total removal, 70%. King William V initiates a full legal purge. A parliamentary act removes Prince Harry and Meghan Markle from the line of succession. Titles stripped. Status erased. Path 2. Controlled exile, 20%. Titles remain, but become hollow. No public role. No state events. No visibility. A slow institutional disappearance. Path 3. The olive branch, 10%. A return, but at a cost. Total surrender. Withdrawal of public claims. Distance from Meghan Markle's brand. A minor, supervised royal role. Most experts consider this outcome unrealistic. So now the question is yours. Is King William V protecting the monarchy, or pushing a purge too far? But one final detail changes everything. Insiders speak of a classified archive known as the Black Box of Charles. A collection of intelligence reports compiled during King Charles III's final years. Inside are alleged records tied to the Marcus Anderson network, private commercial agreements involving Meghan Markle, and possibly much more. King William V holds the key, and according to palace sources, he is waiting. If Prince Harry breaks protocol, even once, the box will be opened. This wouldn't just end titles. It could trigger total legal and financial destruction of the Sussex brand. Do you think King William V will go that far? Because in the next report, we reveal what may actually be inside the black box. Stay tuned.